I'm Johnny Crickmore, dairy farmer and cheesemaker at Fen Farm Dairy. My family have farmed here along the Waveney Valley for over 80 years. 3 years ago, both myself and my wife Dulcie branched out into cheese making. After purchasing a small herd of Bigod cows from France, we set about making a traditional farmhouse Brie de Meaux style cheese called Baron Bigod. Here is a short film to give you a glimpse of the process involved in creating our unique unpasteurized cheese. It all starts at 5 in the morning when we bring the girls home to milk. We use only the Montbéliard milk for our cheese because of its renowned and distinctive qualities, which has gone into creating so many great French cheeses.
So the milk is passing through here. It's then heading down, whereas this direction it would be heading into our bulk tanks, which the milk would then go on for drinking milk. It then heads off in a different direction. From this point on, everything is gravity fed. There's no more pumps involved. We're trying to make a cheese with milk that's had the least done to it from leaving the cow.
Once the milk has entered the incubation tank, a cocktail of lactic bacteria, molds and yeasts is carefully measured, ready to be added to our milk.
So the lactic bacteria is now being dropped into our vat of milk. And when they eat the lactose in the milk, they then shed lactic acids.
The milk spends the next 3 hours slowly acidifying before it's transferred a few yards across into the cheese-making building. Then we wait patiently for the correct level of acidity.
21, 22, 23, so we can now add rennet.
Once the rennet is added, we wait for the milk to set to form curd. This waiting time we call the flocculation period.
This is now the end of our flocculation time, so the milk has coagulated, it's gone solid, and it will keep getting more firmer as time goes on now, and it'll become firmer and firmer and start pushing out whey. So as you can see, the rennet, which we added some time ago, has made the milk go wobbly. The acidity is dropping still, and the next stage what we're going to do is cutting the curd. This is going to help release the whey. It's always quite fun playing with swords, isn't it? So after 5 minutes from cutting this vat of curd, you can see already the whey is starting to be released from the curd. We're going to measure the acidity, and that's going to tell us roughly when we're going to do the next stage, which is ladling the curd into the cheese molds.
First we remove the pool of whey which is sitting on top of the curd. Then we begin the slow process of carefully hand ladling the curd into the molds in a series of thin layers till all of the curd is removed from the vats.
What we're doing is the old traditional way of making a Brie de Meaux type cheese. We're trying to make something a little bit more unique and traditional, but I suppose I'm now joined the club of crazy English cheesemakers. I thought dairy farmers were mad, then I discovered cheesemakers, and they're even worse. So, hour and 3/4 later, and there you go. A lot of sweat and tears. So we have 38 moulds, which are now full of curd, and the next step is we're going to do another reading for the acidity to see how far it's dropped, and then we're going to turn the cheeses.
Over the course of the next 8 hours, we turn the cheeses frequently to help drain more whey from the curd as the final shape of the cheese begins to form.
So since we ladled and did the first turn, the moulds were full to the brim with curd, and as you can see now, they're less than half.
The next morning, the cheeses have shrunk further. At this point, we add salt to preserve, add flavour, and promote the growing field for our selection of moulds and yeasts. From this stage, we begin the maturing process. The cheeses will be moved into the warm, humid hastener room to kick-start the growth of our moulds and help the last traces of whey to drain. After around 5 days, the cheeses move over into the aging room, which is cooler and more similar to a cave-like environment.
This cheese has only just arrived into the aging room, whereas this one is not a huge amount of difference, but it's got that little bit more covering. And if you look closely, you can see the two different types of mould which are growing on this cheese. You've got the candidum and the geotrichum, and it's sort of looking a little bit patchy, but those two are going to work together and give our hopefully fantastic tastes.
After a week in the aging room, the cheeses are moved for a brief spell into the drying room, after which they are wrapped and boxed and finish maturing in the chill room.
For me, this is now ready for wrapping and moving into the chill room. We've got a nice evenness of geotrichum and candidum growing over the cheese. Over the next 2 or 3 weeks, this will sort of thicken up even further. But we're now going to wrap it and tuck it away nicely in a box so it has its own privacy and time to take it easy, chill, and develop all of these wonderful flavours.
One of the things we are most proud of is that we have complete control over the whole process, from the cows grazing on the water meadows to the cheese being sold in our own little farm shop. Baron Bigod is unique in being the UK's only unpasteurised brie, traditionally produced on the farm. We're really passionate and excited about our produce, and hope when you try it that you will be too.